My name is Matthew Slater, and I develop the leading open source complementary currency package. I've been doing this for 8 years, and I co-founded an NGO in Geneva which offers free hosting of this open source software to over 150 communities. And right now I'm working on the next version, which will be used by several hundred more. Around the world there are thousands of community groups who exist in order to do things for each other. That means they're doing exchanges, they're giving and receiving from each other. And many of these groups use an accounting system to keep account of the exchange so they can see who's given and who's received, and maybe ensure that there's a balance between them. And these are called local exchange trading systems, or sometimes time banks. And that means if a tiler goes and helps somebody put some tiles in their bathroom, the recipient of the tiles will make a payment or a ledger entry on the system to credit the tiler with a quantity of a currency that the community has decided. And so the tiler's balance will go up and the recipient's balance will go down. And then later on, the recipient will do something for someone else in the system and their balance will go back up to zero. And so these are called exchange systems. And what we need to do is to network them all together. So it will be possible to exchange not just within individual communities, but between communities. And that will turn what's now a very fragmented global movement into something really coordinated and able to take it to the next level. Since 2008, the global economy has been in recession, which means there isn't enough money going around to match all the people who want jobs and to do creative things with all the resources that they need to create with. This is because there are two functions of money. One of them is as an investment vehicle and a long-term credit instrument, and the other is as a medium of exchange. And the problem is that nobody is borrowing money at the moment, and so the medium of exchange available is short. And what we need to do is create other ways to do accounting for the exchanges that we need to do in our society. And this is exactly what happens in a mutual credit system. A group of people get together and they define a unit of account, and they agree to let each other go into a certain amount of debt within the group. And that enables them to have liquidity within the group and to pay each other without money, as long as everybody spends as much as they receive. And by making better use of mutual credit systems, by networking them together, by building a pyramid of them, we could, in theory, replace the whole global money system. That's not my immediate aim, though. My immediate aim is to build on existing local mutual credit systems with community currencies and just network them together to make something more holistic and more powerful. When the Credit Commons exists, it will be possible for anyone who is trusted to create their own credit and pay with it. And that will mean it will be impossible for there to be a shortage of money in the world. That would be revolutionary, because while we think that money is a commodity, we can always say there isn't enough of it in circulation. But while money is about trust and agreements between people, then there can never be a shortage. The project as I envisage it involves 4 different pieces. The first one is to define a protocol which is a bit like Bitcoin. The protocol defines how all of the different software platforms will talk to each other. And that will need to be done by some clever specialists. The second is to implement the protocol and make a default software client so that you can then create the network by running lots of these clients all around. And that's where the accounting will take place. The third part is to implement the protocol on the existing complementary currency platforms. And that means extending each platform, there's about 5 major ones, extending each one so that it can talk to this new network. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we need to be telling people about this. because it's a whole new different approach to money and economy, and it involves governance, and communities need to be brought on board and told how it's going to work. We can see about 3 ways at the moment that people can contribute to this project. It's very small, we don't have a massive project management team. So first and foremost, we're looking for fundraisers, because we're looking for maybe 300,000 to 400,000 euros to do each of those 4 stages of the project. Second, we're looking for the actual experts who are able to do it, because if we have experts in a voluntary capacity, then that's funds that we don't need to raise. Finally, we're looking for advice, because there's only a few of us on the team. We have limited skill sets, and so anybody who knows anything useful, we're very happy to hear from them. And if you have any of those to offer us, please contact me via Twitter. I'm Matt Slats, the Barefoot Economist, MATSLATS.